Whether you're new to Miro or just need a quick refresher, this video will show you how to master Miro's visual workspace. By the end of this video, you'll look like a Miro pro in any workshop. Miro is an AI-powered visual workspace that brings teams together to collaborate and make faster decisions. At its most basic, you can think of it as an infinite digital whiteboard, but the more you use it, the more you'll realise you can use it for all kinds of collaborative work. I use Miro every day to help run my business, and I deliver every client workshop using it too. In this video, we're going to cover the layout of the canvas, moving around, zooming in and out, creating and writing on sticky notes, moving objects like voting dots, and what to do if you make a mistake. Let's go. The layout of the canvas. First, let's get familiar with the Miro canvas. This is really where all the magic happens. A new Miro board looks something like this, a blank infinite canvas. But it's more likely that your workshop facilitator has already created some frames or activities. Or perhaps your Miro board looks something like this. Now, Miro can be a bit overwhelming, so I'm just going to show you the main things that you'll need as a workshop participant. Firstly, on the left-hand toolbar is where you'll find a lot of the objects like sticky notes, the text tool, and creating different shapes. Then there's the collaboration toolbar at the top, but more on that a little bit later. And then the zoom area right at the bottom. And I'll be showing you all three of these areas in the next couple of minutes. Moving around. One of the first things you'll need to do is to figure out how to navigate around the Miro board. Now, there are a few ways depending on whether you have a mouse or a trackpad. On a trackpad like the ones that most laptops have, you can use two fingers to scroll in any direction. If you're using a mouse, you can either click and hold the right button if there is one, or hold down the space bar while clicking the left or main mouse button to move around the canvas. Just to confuse you even further, you can also click the arrow button over here to turn the cursor into a hand. This hand is essentially like pressing on the canvas and moving around. A top tip is if you press the V button, it will switch from the hand to the arrow. Zoom in and out. Zooming in and out will make it easier to read something small or to zoom out to see an entire board. Again, if you're using a trackpad, you can pinch to zoom in and out like you do on a smartphone or a tablet. Or with a mouse, you can use the scroll wheel to zoom in or out. Another option is to hover over this area and press the plus or minus buttons to zoom in or out. Pressing the plus or minus keys on the keyboard also does the same thing. Creating and writing on sticky notes. If you're part of a workshop, it's highly likely that you'll be using sticky notes. A lot. To create your own stickies, you can click on this button on the toolbar, select the colour you want, and then drag it to where you want to go. To edit a sticky note, you just need to double click and start typing words. You can edit the size, the shape, and other elements of the stickies too. Moving objects like voting dots. You'll need to know how to move things around like sticky notes or like voting dots. To move a sticky, shape, or an image, you just need to click and drag the object around like this. We use this a lot when we're looking to vote on new ideas. But in summer 2024, Miro released a load of new, incredible features, like this voting dot widget, which gives you unlimited voting dots, perfect for heat map voting. What to do if you make a mistake. If you've made a mistake on Miro, which, let's be honest, we all do at times, you can undo in exactly the same way as you would with Word or PowerPoint. Click the undo button here, or press Command or Control if you're on a Windows machine, Z, or Z if you're in the US, to undo. The undo button only works for the things that you've done, not for what other collaborators did. Once you master these steps, you're ready to participate in your first Miro workshop. But here's a few bonus tips to really use it like a pro. Firstly, you can follow along to what someone else is seeing by clicking on their face. So if you ever get lost, just find the facilitator and you'll instantly be brought back to the right place. Just remember that if you then scroll around the board, you won't be following them anymore. The facilitator will often click for you to follow them, so sometimes you don't have to worry about that. Next, you can hide or show other people's cursors using this button, and this can help if it becomes a bit overwhelming. And finally, it can be a lot to take in when you have Zoom or Teams and Miro together. If you minimize your Zoom window, it will send a pop-out that will show the current speaker so you can see the person who's talking, but focus on the most important part, which is the Miro board. This is especially useful if you don't have multiple screens. So that's really all you need to get started with Miro. I hope it helps you make the most of the tool, gives you some confidence, and enables you to fully participate in Miro workshops.